Okay. Hello, I'm MonteCristo. I'm now with Cloud9, as you might know. And you know who else is with Cloud9? Zven. He's not with TSM anymore. That's why he's wearing the Cloud9 logo. So, welcome.
Thank you.
So we're here to talk about your fabulous bootcamp. And I know we talked a little bit about this on Summoning Insight, so we'll rehash some of it, but we'll get a little more detail out of you. So you and Vulcan went to Korea in December to start playing duo queue together, right? Mm-hmm. So tell me about that experience. How long did you spend there?
We were there from November 22nd till November 17th. I think I went home for Christmas and New Year's, and we played solo queue every day, just like 15, 20 games a day, working on our, communication, our synergy, both in-game and in real life. We were like the two new guys on the team. Blabber, Niski, and Licorice already played together for a year, 2 years for Licorice and Blabber. So we thought it was a good idea to build some synergy before the season starts. And I don't mind playing solo queue in Korea as opposed to EU because I'm staying at home anyways, playing solo queue all day anyway, so I want to go to Korea, right? So I was like, yeah, sure.
Doesn't matter where you are,
Yeah.
right? You could. The only thing that matters is the quality of the game.
Yeah, exactly. And Sina has like a very nice facility or like an apartment in Korea, so he was like, yeah, sure, I'll go.
So you had a nice time in Korea,
Yep.
but mostly it was spent inside playing games.
Yep.
So how is your synergy with Vulcan? How would you describe your style, and how has it changed from some of your other very famous lane partners like Mythy?
I think right now you cannot be anything else than aggressive. The meta supports like Leona and Nautilus just are aggressive. There's like Tom and Brown, as always, they're always there, but you have to be aggressive nowadays to be useful, I think. You can't just like farm for late game anymore. The meta rewards aggression because of the dragons, so we're aggressive like everyone else is, and control aggression, I guess.
So there have been a lot of champions that have been coming out recently with the bot lane. So we've seen Senna and now Aphelios coming out. How has that affected your game? Has these been challenges for you to learn?
Senna is quite easy to understand. The trading patterns are very simple. The mechanics of champions are very easy. Team fighting is a little bit different than most ADCs, but she's easy to play overall, I'd say. Easy to learn. Low skill ceiling, I think, as well.
Okay.
Aphelios is like, he's not hard to play, but he's hard to master, right? He's a high skill ceiling, understanding how to use the different guns and their offhand weapons and how you can use one gun, get a new one, and then that one has a good synergy with the next one. It's like, it's hard to be perfect at Aphelios, and when I watch my replays in solo queue or scrims or whatever, I can always be like, if I play this better, I would have killed everyone here. Oh, here I can play this better. But with Senna or like something, MF, meta champion.
That's true.
There's nothing I can do better here. My champion is just too simple, right? It's like either I'm winning or I'm losing. There's no like, MF is attack Q, press R if there's a lot of people. There's no like outplay, right? It feels there's a lot of like depth, I guess. But the baseline is easy to play. So yeah. But generally I just play solo queue. I play Aphelios Senna when they're open. I do queue with Vulcan, play a lot of games. I think I played like 100 games Senna in Korea. Aphelios was a troll pick when it came out. So people were into if you pick Aphelios at first. They're like, please don't pick Aphelios. But I played in Korea. I played in EU when I was home for break for Christmas. I played in NA. Every game I asked, pick me Aphelios, pick me Senna. So I can practice and be on top of it, because new champions are always like, if you play them and no one else does, you will get free bans or free wins if they're OP in LCS. So it's important to be on top of it for the meta. So just play them every game in solo queue, ask for them in scrims if they're open, and yeah.
So would you say the transition to Vulcan this year has been easy for you? Because he seems very motivated. Obviously, that's it's a big commitment for you guys to spend most of your off season either alone in Korea or with the rest of the team in Korea. Do you think he shares your same mentality?
Yeah, I think we play solo queue a lot together. He's been motivated, I am too, and we all share the same like motivation level. It's a bad way to describe it, but yeah, we both want to improve.
I think it's pretty good.
And yeah. You get the point. Yeah, I think so.
So is there something unique about Vulcan that, how would you describe him as a player or as your lane partner?
One thing that stands out for him and for everyone else on the team as well is that they have experience, but they aren't like so experienced that they're like washed up or complacent, right? They aren't like, I don't like solo queue, fuck this, I'm too good already. They're all experienced, so they aren't rookies, but they're also motivated to play and hungry to play solo queue. And I like seeing this in my players so that I know that new champions, they can play them. Meta change, no problem. Mechanics, on top, right? At least like be on top of it. All it is nice for me. Because I've always been a grinder. I always want to have best mechanics possible, champion pool, no issues. So yeah, I like that about him and about the rest of the team as well. that they're young, but not too young, right?
So the sweet
Esports
spot.
career-wise.
It's the sweet spot.
I'm talking like esports age.
I understand what you're saying. You know, not a rookie, a couple years under their belts, but not jaded yet. Not jaded yet. So moving past that, so you went home for the holidays, and then the rest of the team all went to Korea. So you went back.
Yep.
And what was the experience with the rest of the team there? Because, you know, obviously Blatter wasn't a full-time starter. He's still a pretty young player. How's the synergy been developing for you guys over that boot camp?
So at first, I have to admit that I was a little worried about having Blatter as starter.
I was worried after watching Worlds too, yes.
Well, he was the only one that won a game. So there is that.
He's a young player. Jokes aside.
But I had the idea that after TSM 18-19, all junglers were rookies or close to it at least, you know, no playoff experience, no worlds, no nothing at all. I thought rookie jungler equals bad, was my mentality, right? But I look at Blabber, he has 2 worlds, at least attendance, right? As an actual sub, not a be there and not never play sub. So I thought it's okay. Now playing with him, I'm very impressed. He's a very aggressive player. He's the main playmaker of the team, but he has a weakness that is making too many plays.
Lee syndrome, yes.
Yes, in a person. So the main thing we work on for him is him not making the conflict plays where he goes in jungle and if he wins my fight, he wins the whole game. If he misses it, he loses it. Or going for these plays that are too risky versus the reward, but keeping the aggression, right?
I think like that's one of those things though that as he plays more, I mean, you have to learn your limits, right? Yeah. So I think in many ways it's better to be too aggressive so that way you understand what are the mistakes. Because if you never take that risk, then you don't understand how it goes well.
It's also easy to tone down than turn it up.
Yeah,
you can't go from being a passive, never do anything player to go upwards, but going down is so easy. So I like playing with him so far. Niski and Licorice are very selfless players. They both don't mind playing, you know, a bad lane matchup for the team comp. They don't mind giving up CS and silence to be there for dragons or heralds, and now that there's 2 heralds, right? Eric is very good, Licorice is very good at playing weak side. I appreciate that so much, you cannot believe it.
Because you want to be strong side.
Yes, I mean, I just think the bot lane is more important than top lane. After
what a shocking opinion.
Yeah, after a couple of years of witnessing every single year, it's the better bot wins or the team that plays on bot lane better. I mean, every single year is the same thing. It's just mid jungle, 2 bot, and now when the Drakes are like, so the Drakes are bad, but the soul is OP.
Yeah, the soul is crazy.
Like the Ocean Drake soul and the Mountain Drake soul are super strong.
Even after the nerfs that this patch is going to get.
Yeah, and even the Cloud Dragon has its uses sometimes. Infernal is just more damage, I guess, but the soul is strong as hell, and the dragons are really important. So it's natural that the game is like a mid to bot game, and top laners have to just find a way to be useful.
So what have you know, obviously there are big changes. We've seen some of the LPL games start. That's the only of the major leagues that's running right now. What were the most important things you guys learned as a team in the boot camp around all these changes? Because obviously the dragon changes are pretty enormous.
Yeah, we watched the LPL, I think everyone does, for, you know, the meta, their pick and ban, how they play in the early game, jungle pathing, these kind of things. And I noticed that the good teams aren't that good anymore. FPX suck right now. For some reason, their new change, having Khan, doesn't seem like it's good at all for them.
That was a pretty big style change, I think.
Yeah, I think Khan is too resource drawing, but fuck that. I mean, never mind that. We watched LPL just for that, I think. Watching these different things, you know, pathing in the early game, the draft, how they play on the mid jungle especially, is something we watch a lot because the LPL has been on top of that for the last 2 years. The mid jungle towards a certain lane. Even IG was very good at this when they won Worlds. FPX was even better at it. It was the whole reason they were a good team, was the mid jungle converting their winning lane or their mid prio or their lead into someone else and then making that person carry the game, most often bot lane. So yeah.
So what did you guys learn over the course of your boot camp? Like, what are some specific things you learned about this sort of new season of League of Legends? Like, what did you find was most important for you guys to work on?
I think the first thing in boot camp is just learning each other, a little bit, get a feel of each other, and then starting to move towards draft. At first, you just open everything, see what's OP. Okay, Kali's OP. We can agree to this, guys. You know, I feel it seems pretty strong and these kinds of things, and then you start to create a draft slowly. You start to create a draft that fits you, and then you start understanding what you want, what you don't want, champion pools. You start to create like a template, I guess, of, okay, top plays this, mid plays this, jungle plays this. Together we can create this kind of team comp. Blue side, this seems good, this is bad on red side, these kind of things. And then once you get good enough drafts and your play becomes better, you can start fine-tuning the small details. So at first we just work on communication. Everyone talks too much when it's new team. Everyone wants to talk about their thing. We try to tone down communication a little bit, therefore.
So who's shot calling now then?
Right now, I think early game is mostly Blabber. Lanes feed information. I have Prio, I don't have Prio. At 6, I'm winning. He's gankable, dive bot, these kind of things, TP advantage, and then we make plans together. But right now, it's mostly Blabber in the early game that decides what he's doing, but lanes feed information to him. So I'm saying, we have bot push. It's like, oh, can we wait rip off? I mean, yeah, we can. These kind of things. So it's like a little back and forth, but mostly Blabber that talks to the team, I suppose, which is something I like. It's how we did in G2 and Origin when we were a good team back then. So I like the communication system we have right now.
And then late game?
Late game, it's a little bit everyone, I suppose. Some people have different things. You know, some people, like me and Niski, mostly talk about the lane assignment. He's playing mage, he wants to mid. Okay, fair enough, I'll go top. Vulcan talks about, you know, we need to retake our jungle in the bot side to help Eric, coordinate sweepers, these kind of stuff. So a little bit of everyone, but mostly we're on the same page.
Okay.
So it's simple as like next objective is Dragon, Duo goes top, Duo goes mid, Eric is going bot, TP, blah, blah, blah. It seems good so far.
So you had the game plan against C9 last year, and most of the 3 players are still there, so most of the team. And now that you're in it and you've done this boot camp, what do you think has changed about Cloud9 now that you're in the team compared to when you played against them last year?
I think Vulcan and I offer a lot of aggression. I think C9's bottom before was more of a weak side players, I suppose. They don't do so much on their own. They kind of just wait for the teammates to do something, and then they're fine taking a bad lane matchup to scale for the team, whereas I'm not as much. I think C9 before was known to be a play through their soul lanes and the mid laner, I mean the jungler more than their bot lane. They're really fine picking Kai'Sa into Vars, even though it's losing lane, and then just look for ganks or look for plays on bot instead of like trying to win 2v2, you know? So I think we offer more aggression and another lane to play through on its own, versus before C9 had to play through mid jungle to the bot lane, in my opinion.
So what are your expectations coming into this season now that you've both been in Korea, now you're back here, you've had a chance to scrim some of the NA teams. Where do you think C9 ranks up right now?
Well, so far we've scrimmed and we've been doing really well so far, win-lose wise. And even the games I look at them, they look pretty good. The games we lose are mostly our mistakes, like really our mistakes, like us throwing the game hard, which is a bad thing, I know. But
the other teams, they're not throwing the games, right? You're just destroying them. That's how it works, right? You throw, they just lose to you.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
You got it.
I know how scrims work.
Yeah. But the overall gameplay I see is really good, and we win a lot of scrims and it's looking good. And now we're trying to dial backwards on the throwing games, overconfidence, making plays that we don't need to make. You know, going 1v5 or just don't fight here. We can just go for the safe tower here. I think we're doing really well right now. Sorry.
Yeah. So, how do you guys have big expectations, right, for this opening weekend?
Yeah.
Most people are saying probably Golden Guardians isn't going to be that great, and Liquid, you know, people rate highly, but they have this problem coming in with their jungler position.
I think Liquid has 2 problems that I don't think they've been scoring for very long compared to us, and I don't think they play so much solo queue in the offseason, so they might be a little bit slow on the meta, but who knows? And the whole jungle situation is probably hurting them a lot.
It's probably the most damage.
Yeah, it's the biggest issue. If they have like Surenfire or their sub academy jungler or like Pobelter playing jungle, then it probably won't be a good match. I think they could still be a good team with Pobelter jungle because they're just that good, right? And he still like knows some of the players personally and has played with them before, so I'm sure they can make it work. But I hope they get Broxa for the sake of the match competitiveness. But inside, I kind of hope they don't, so I can get so I can win.
Come on, Spring Split doesn't mean anything anymore.
It's true, actually. However, going to MSI is actually good practice.
I'm sure.
TL has kept their status as the powerhouse of NA because they keep going to MSI and Worlds, and they keep like a monopoly almost on practice against G2, IG, you know. So they come back stronger than they were before from MSI. So I think it's once you go to MSI, you come back much stronger. So.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it because it's a big break for most teams
really
where they take a couple weeks off and don't scrim, and also you're not exposed to as many of those different metas.
Yeah, I agree.
So, with this year, you're looking for 2-0 this first week. Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think so. I think
it's reasonable.
TL is probably at the weakest point that they'll be the whole season right now. So, and we're probably at our not strongest point, but we're like one of the few teams that have been playing for a long time. Bootcamp in Korea a lot of scrims. We start early, so I think we should be aiming for 2-0 here, yeah.
All right. What's a good prediction for the first week? Thanks for coming and talking to us about all the boot camp and the details we got from there. And of course, we'll see you with more content here on the C9 YouTube channel.